Steel doesn't rot from rain, it rots from physics. The most dangerous assumption in container construction is that a dry climate is a safe climate. It is a fundamental engineering error. The true mechanism of failure is a predictable, silent process of internal condensation, and it is often most aggressive in the very environments you would least expect. This isn't a cosmetic issue of surface rust. It is a structural cancer that begins inside your walls on day one. To understand this failure, we must first understand a core principle of thermodynamics: dew point. The dew point is not a measure of humidity. It is the temperature at which air becomes 100% saturated and is forced to release its water vapor as liquid. Even the driest desert air contains moisture, and therefore it has a dew point. Now, consider the container. Steel is an extreme thermal conductor. It has virtually no resistance to temperature change. In an arid climate with clear skies, the temperature can swing dramatically. At night, the container's steel shell can radiate its heat into the atmosphere and become intensely cold, often colder than the surrounding air. This creates the mechanism of failure, the thermal bridge. The steel studs of your interior framing act as a direct, superconductive highway, pulling that cold from the exterior shell deep inside your wall assembly. When the warm air inside your home, air that contains moisture from your own breathing and daily activities, migrates through your insulation and makes contact with these chilled steel surfaces, it is instantly cooled below its dew point. The result is condensation, liquid water. You have created a water source inside your wall where none existed before. This is where the structural degradation begins. This internally generated water has nowhere to go. It forms on the steel surfaces, hidden behind your drywall and insulation. If you have used fiberglass batt insulation, the paper backing and the absorbent fibers act like a sponge, trapping this moisture directly against the steel. You have created a perfect corrosion chamber, a sealed, oxygen-rich environment with constant moisture. This is not the slow, uniform surface rust you see on old equipment. This is often aggressive pitting and crevice corrosion that is concentrated and eats through the steel's thickness much faster. The most dangerous aspect of this failure is its silence. For years, the corrosion can progress behind a perfectly pristine interior wall. The structure is being silently dissolved from the inside out. The insulation that was meant to protect the home is now acting as the catalyst for its destruction. The professional solution is not to fight the climate, but to engineer for the physics. There are two non-negotiable principles. First, you must create a continuous thermal break. The steel structure must be completely decoupled from the cold exterior temperatures. The most effective way to do this is with a continuous layer of exterior insulation. This keeps the entire steel shell on the warm side of the wall assembly. If the steel never gets cold, the interior air can never condense upon it. If insulating from the interior, closed-cell spray foam is the only method that creates a monolithic, airtight barrier that also covers the steel studs, reducing the thermal bridge effect. Second, you must install a properly detailed vapor barrier. In a cold or dry climate where the interior is warmer and more humid than the exterior, this barrier must be on the warm, interior side of the insulation. Its job is to stop the water vapor from your living space from ever migrating into the wall cavity and reaching the cold steel in the first place. The failure is not environmental, it is thermodynamic. The container itself, through the simple laws of physics, becomes an engine for creating the very water that will destroy it. The process is silent, predictable, and relentless. By the time you see rust outside, the structure is already compromised.